welcome back to Calabama Cooking. Today in the Love Lab, guys, we're making homemade soft pretzels. There's so much you can do with pretzels. You can make them sweet, you can make them savory, you can dress them up, dress them down. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and they will taste way better than any pretzel you've ever had, I promise. Come on in the kitchen, guys. Let's cook. All right, guys, let's make some pretzels. So this is a yeast recipe. First thing we've got here is a cup of milk, just regular whole milk. And I've gotten this milk to about 110 degrees, okay, which is a happy temperature between 105 and 115. I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of yeast to that, and I'm gonna add some brown sugar. So a couple things are gonna happen in this bowl. Number one, the brown sugar is going to feed our yeast. Okay, and because this water is milk, you can use water too, actually, it's an option. But because this milk is nice and warm, between 105 and 115 degrees, the yeast can start waking up. You know, when you start waking up, you're a little hungry. That's why the sugar's there. Remember, if your liquid is too cold, your yeast will be like, can't wake up, right? But if it's too hot, okay? So we want to get it just right, between 105 and 115. Give it a little food, which is our brown sugar in this case. And then we're going to let these sit together and just start to foam together, get to know each other, enjoy one another, you know, start to ferment their relationship. Okay, I know that was corny, but it was fun. All right, now, in this bowl here, we've got 2 1/4 cups of flour. I'm using all-purpose flour today. You can also use bread flour. I wouldn't use a low-protein flour like cake flour, though, for example, because you need some gluten development. I will use either all-purpose or bread flour. Right now, all I got is all-purpose. It is what it is. To that, we're gonna add a teaspoon of salt. I almost said sugar. A teaspoon of salt. Okay, and we're just gonna give these two a mix together. And we're gonna give that yeast time to activate, time to wake up, okay? It just needs about 5-7 minutes, if that long. And once we get the yeast bubbly and foamy, y'all, what's wrong with my mouth today? Once the yeast is ready to go, we're gonna add it to our mixture along with some melted butter that's cooled off. So this melted butter is not super hot because, again, we don't wanna mess up the temperature of that yeast once they meet. You with me? Okay. All right, so let's give this a few minutes and then we will go ahead and mix this in and keep going. Well, here is our yeast. It has perked up. She's woken up lovely, had a nice nap. We fed her and she's ready to go. We're gonna add this yeast mixture in with our flour and salt, okay? And start to mix. Now, initially it's just gonna come together kind of slowly like this. That's fine. I like to get the flour going and then go back and mix in this melted butter, like so, okay? And we're going to mix all of this together. It's gonna start to stiffen up, and then what we're gonna do is switch over to kneading this dough until we get a nice smooth ball, okay? Initially, you'll notice it's very tacky, it's a wet dough. Again, making dough has a lot to do with the temperature and in your house and the moisture content in the air. Today, where I live, it's actually kind of moist and humid, so I might need a little bit more flour than I normally would because of the weather. So, you see how this has come together kind of tacky? What I'm gonna start doing is just adding a little pinch of flour, okay? Then wipe that part off. And I'm gonna take my hand and start to bring it together, okay? And I'm gonna add just a little bit more flour to it, just so I can get it into a workable ball. You can also do this in your stand mixer. But honestly, guys, this recipe is so easy, I don't mind doing it by hand. And that's saying something, because I don't like fooling with these doughs by hand. Okay, see that? That's all you need right there. I'm pulling this together, like that. And then, there we go. Now what I'm gonna do, after I finish making this mess, right? I'm gonna start to use my cutting board, and I'm gonna knead it on this cutting board here, okay? So I'm gonna take some flour, sprinkle it out, spread it out, take this dough, and what I've done in that measuring cup is just kept about another half a cup of flour or so, and I'm not gonna use that much. I'm just gonna use a little bit to help me get it going as I knead it. As I K-in it, K-in knead it. Okay, see how I'm doing this? I'm just starting to bring this together, using a little flour to sprinkle as I go, like so. And again, you can do this in your stand mixer. That works as well. And now I'm gonna start turning it into itself so I can get ready to start kneading. I'm gonna take it, pull it up and over, use your heel to push it down. Then pick it up, turn it, push it in. See that? That's all you're doing. And you're just gonna keep doing this until this ball gets nice and smooth. And every time you turn it, it's gonna incorporate more flour. And if you find that you're still having stickiness like that, that's okay. You just go like this, get it on the bottom of that dough, in there real good like that. See here? And keep working with it. That's all you gotta do. Don't dump a whole bunch of flour on there, okay? Don't do that, because if you do that, you're gonna mess up the consistency. You notice we're just sprinkling as we need it. And we did not use all of the flour in this cup. It wasn't a full cup either at this point. This is not hard to do. And can I be honest, y'all? This is therapeutic. I'm telling you, if something's on your mind and you need to think through something and you want to do something with your hands, make you some dough. But don't take out the KitchenAid. Just get your hands out and knead it by hand. Okay, and look, just like that, we've got a lovely ball. See how it's still a little sticky? That's okay. All right, so I'm just gonna make sure it doesn't stick on the spot. I'm gonna take a fresh bowl, okay, just to make it easier, and take some cooking spray, spray it, take this nice ball of dough right here, put it into this, spray the top with a little cooking spray so we don't get a crust, make sure it's covered good. I'm gonna cover this with plastic wrap and put it in a dry, I said dry, yeah, dry, warm, draft-free spot. For me, my best dough rising space is in my oven with the heat turned off. So I have the oven off, I put the dough in there. This needs to rise at least a half an hour. An hour is probably best, but you can get away with 45 minutes. It's not that serious. You know what I mean? All right, guys, let's get this in the oven, rising, and then we'll get back to it. All right, guys, well, look, our dough is here. I let this dough rise for an hour, okay? I ended up leaving it in for an hour, and I want you to see how it's doubled in size. This is lovely, and what we're gonna do now is get ready to cut this up and form our pretzels. So, remember this is a sticky dough? I'm gonna dump it out here. Oh, look how pretty, and oh, she's so soft and supple. I like her. All right, we are gonna just start with the basic log first, okay? See how it's not sticking anymore? This is rested, the gluten has developed, everything is beautiful. We're gonna cut this into pieces, okay? So I like to go about like this, okay? I'm gonna cut it in half, and I'm just scoring it to see where I wanna cut these. Here we go. I'm gonna make about 8 pretzels out of this. These are bigger than these though, let's see. They don't have to be exact. There we go. Oh, see, now this one can be that size. Let's do this. Let's make 1 pretzel bite. All right, now we're gonna take these. I'm gonna pull them apart because you know they're just gonna continue coming together. I'm gonna put them in the bowl while I roll them out individually. Now, you wanna start by taking this, just kind of take your hand and first form it into just like a little cylinder, okay? We're gonna put it down and start rolling it out, like so, okay? What I do is go from the middle and push out. See that? Now, if you want it to be longer, I'm going the diagonal length of my cutting board so I can get more length than just going straight across, okay? Now, once I've got it out, take it. It's got enough gluten to hold, put it down into a U shape, twist, twist, and tuck. And there you go. And we'll put this on our cookie sheet. Now that all of our pretzels are formed, we have a little baby pretzel over here as well. We've got them set up, and I gave them some space so they can cook up. What I've done here is taken a cup of water and heated it up hot, about 2.5 minutes in my microwave. I'm gonna add to that 2 tablespoons of baking soda. Yeah, we're doing a little science experiment. Once this baking soda gets in there, you just wanna stir it until it dissolves. And this is what's gonna give us that classic pretzel taste that we're looking for. Here we go. is science, you know, cooking is science, right? There we go, see how that's dissolving? And this water is hot, so just know that your hands might take a little bit of a beating now. We're gonna take each pretzel and you're gonna dip it into the hot water completely and then take it out and put it back. And it is hot, okay? So dunk it and lift it. And then you can always, you know, reshape it if you need to. All right. Okay, woo, hot, lift it, woo. Yeah. I try to like know where my hand is gonna pick it back up. There we go. See that? There's the baby. Now what we're gonna do on top of this is sprinkle some salt on these. So I'm gonna make some of these traditional salted pretzels. So on top of that wetness, I'm just gonna go in with some of this really coarse salt. This is a finishing salt. You can use pretzel salt or sea salt. I would not use table salt, but a kind of coarse salt would be really nice on this. And I'm gonna make a different combination of pretzels. So some of these I'm gonna salt, and then some we're gonna make sweet. Okay. There we go. You wanna be generous with the salt, you know? Don't like pile it all in one place, but don't be scared of it. Know what I mean? Okay. Right there. All right. I'm gonna take this one and just shape it. There we go. Okay. And here I have some cinnamon sugar. I'll make some of these sweet. Sprinkle very generously. This will bake into the flavor. I think I'll make the baby over here cinnamon too, huh? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and dip these in water, get a topping on them as well. We're gonna bake these in a 450-degree oven for 10 to 12 minutes. It doesn't take that long, and we will have fresh, hot, soft, homemade pretzels. Let's get these babies in the oven. Well, here are our pretzels out of the oven. They baked on 450 degrees for about 10 minutes. First thing you want to do is take some melted butter and brush all over the tops. See that? And don't worry about the cinnamon coming off onto your brush because it's baked in with the pretzel, okay? I'm just gonna put butter on top of all of these. Oh, aren't they beautiful? I'm telling you, at home, you do this at home. And we're gonna make some of these sweet, some regular, and a couple we're gonna make savory. I'm so excited. Okay, so our regular ones first here are the salt ones that I'm putting the melted butter on right now. Look at that. Aren't those beautiful? And see, because we put the salt on when we put in the water and baking soda solution, everything is sticking perfectly. The salt is staying on there, the cinnamon, everything. All right, so these babies are done, all right? So let's move these over for starters. Careful, hot. Oh, look at this, guys. This is beautiful. Look at that. All right, now for the cinnamon sugar ones, what we're gonna do, we put some butter on those. Straighten it out. Let's get one more little hit. And we're gonna go back on top of these again with more cinnamon sugar. Now you can always have just a dish of some cinnamon sugar and dunk the whole pretzel in. That's perfectly acceptable, but I'm not trying to have too much of a sugar rush. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some more on the top, like this, see there? And you can also make dips to go with these, cheese, mustard, whatever is your preference. I don't mind cheese with my pretzels. I'm not a big pretzel and mustard fan, but honey, do you. Or you know, you can even set up a pretzel bar and do the plain ones and just have the different dips so people can go by and get what they want. You know, entertaining idea. Now let's put the, oh, there's a beautiful, nice and hot. I'm gonna put over here the sweet ones, our cinnamon sugar. Okay. Here's our little baby. Remember our little baby? Let's put the baby over there. All right, now I'm gonna show you the garlic Parmesan pretzel. My daughter loves this one. She loves anything that has garlic and Parmesan. I think those are her two flavors. She got that from her mama. What I'm gonna do with these, first thing is that melted butter, okay? Go in, brush these real good. I didn't put any salt or anything on these. I left these plain. Okay, and And after I brush these with melted butter, I have a combination of some grated Parmesan cheese and some garlic powder that I've mixed together here. And I'm just gonna sprinkle this on. And you put it on as soon as you get that butter on there so these can stick right to that warm melted butter. Oh yes. This looks so delicious. And I'm telling you, first when I did this, my daughter was like, "You did what, Mom?" But I remember from the pretzel store in the mall, I think that's where I had one of these before, and they are absolutely delicious. So I made it, she tried it, and was like, "Oh my God, Mom, this is so good." Now what you can do, if you want to, make sure, sometimes I'll go back with just a little bit of butter and just drop it kind of like that on there, you know, kind of drizzle it on a little bit, like that. See there? Just a little drizzle. You can also drizzle these with chocolate, you guys, or salted caramel or peanut butter. I mean, go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Don't feel bound to anything. And then one last little sprinkle on top of that. And this really will layer that flavor on. Okay. And you guys, we have beautiful homemade pretzels. Let me find a pretty spot for these two. Let me do this like this. Ooh. I don't know how this picture's gonna turn out, y'all. We gonna figure it out. But you know what? This little baby right here, this little piggy, you know, this little piggy went to the market, yeah, that thing, that one, that's my tasting piggy. I had that in mind from the start. All right, guys. And see how beautiful this is? Look at this. We have a beautiful plate of homemade pretzels that are decadent and delicious. And I'm gonna eat the baby because why not, right? Oh my God. You know, I'm not a big pretzel person, but these changed my mind because these are so good. They don't taste commercial. There's a homemade, they're amazing. All right, guys. This is so good. Thanks for joining me today. Hope you make some pretzels. Show me what kind of toppings you guys put on yours. Mustard, ketchup, cinnamon, chocolate, fudge, caramel, I don't know. Go crazy, y'all. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time right here back in the Love Lab for more Calabama cooking with your girl, Chef Lorious. Happy cooking.